Jairam Ramesh is taking on Prime Minister Modi. Trump reveals India's oil import policy. Before Prime Minister Modi, Jairam Ramesh has hit out at the Prime Minister. He's put out this tweet. I'm going to read out from there. But he says the Prime Minister has finally acknowledged publicly that President Trump called him up and the two spoke to each other. But all that the Prime Minister said is that the US President extended Diwali greetings. But while Mr. Modi conceals, Mr. Trump reveals on his part, the US President has said that in addition to extending Diwali greetings, he spoke of India's oil imports from Russia and that he had been assured that these imports will be stopped. This is the fourth time in 6 days that the US President has announced India's policy. Earlier, President Trump had announced the stoppage of Operation Sindoor on the evening of 10th of May before Mr. Modi did. That's the common refrain of the Congress party. Mosmi is getting in more details. Mosmi, this is what the Congress has been saying, that essentially our policies are getting dictated and not just dictated, but even being publicly announced by the US.
That's right, Sneha. This is not the first time
Yes.
round that the Congress has, targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP government's, NDA government's foreign policy, which has been a very strong whole plank of the BJP, with Prime Minister Modi being hailed as the world leader by many. And the Congress really feels that PM Modi could be on a sticky wicket ever since post-Operation Sindoor. There have been multiple claims that have been made by US President Donald Trump, which India has categorically denied. And even this time round, Mr. Trump has gone further on to elaborate how PM Modi agreed upon, ending crude oil imports from Russia. So clearly, this is fresh ammunition for the Congress party that will politically continue to target PM Modi, and that PM Modi has been taking directives from US President Donald Trump, and that foreign policy is being governed by the US. And you can see that he's also mentioned about how repeatedly, time and again, more than 4 times, US President Donald Trump is making those claims.
For that for the moment, Mosmi Singh getting in those details. Mosmi, in fact, I want to ask you about this also coming back to haunt the Congress, isn't it? With the BJP saying that would you rather believe the American president and stand with your own people, stand with your own government? In that sense, the narrative of the Congress being anti-national that is spun around by the Bharatiya Janata Party as well. That is something, again, the grand old party has to counter, isn't it?
Absolutely, Sneha. So the ammunition comes from both sides. We've seen that. As far as national security is concerned, foreign policy is concerned, the first 10 years of Modi government, we've seen a very consolidated foreign policy. And this is a very weak wicket of the Congress party. Time and again, the BJP has slammed the Congress party over the foreign policy issues. And that's why, election season, naturally these topics are raked up again. The BJP has been slamming the Congress for, and Rahul Gandhi for criticizing the foreign policy of the Modi government abroad, criticizing policies of the NDA government abroad on foreign soil. And this is in continuance to the counter-attack of the BJP.
Right, Mosmi getting in those details. Be with us. We'd like to tell our viewers about what the Congress is saying. This has got to do with Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party taking on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In a tweet, he's spoken about the fact that President Trump had first announced the stoppage of Operation Sindoor on the evening of May 10th, even before the Prime Minister did. Mosmi, this is something that the Congress has been saying for a while. All eyes were on the government when it came to truce with Pakistan and what would be the way forward as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned. But this came as a bit of a shock with the American president saying that there was truce and that America had to intervene, isn't it?
Absolutely, it had created a lot of clutter at that point of time, and repeated press conferences by the Congress party, despite the fact that the government repeatedly, rebutted the claims that the US president had made, and even went on to elaborate that PM Modi had taken that up with the US president. So that has been a point of contention, claims and counter claims by both sides, with the Congress, questioning the Indian government, questioning PM Modi, whether the truce was brokered by a third party, and in turn the US president, which is contrary to the India's stand that it will not accept any third party intervention on the entire matter between India and Pakistan. And so clearly we've seen that there have been counter press conferences by the BJP. It's a narrative that either sides are battling for and against, and they really think that this is the point where they can corner their political opponent. But clearly, it hasn't helped with the US president continuing to make those claims repeatedly during press conferences and public addresses has increased the headache for the Indian government, that says that you can't really control what Trump says, but it's far from what the truth was. They said it in the MEA briefings as well. So, but the Congress has been lapped up Trump's every comment, and this time round on Russian oil to Operation Sindoor, Trump has done it again, and the Congress is latched in.